everyone. I thought I'd switch things up this morning and teach class outside. This is a very gentle mobility class for you. So we're going to start by waking up the neck, then we'll wake up the shoulders and spine, kind of wake up the hips, and then we'll finish by gradually coming to stand, but the majority of this class is seated. So it's a great one to do first thing in the morning or any time that you are a little stiff. So let's find a comfortable cross-legged position down on our mat and get going. We're going to tent our fingertips to the side, and we're going to start, like I said, with the neck with some chin slides. So we want to start with a level head, and then from here you're just going to slide your skull back and forward on the top of your spine. So picture, I want you to actually start by taking two fingers on your chin, and you're just going to gently push back, giving yourself a double chin as your head slides back, and then you just release it forward. So it feels kind of awkward, but we're not tilting, we're sliding back and forward. So this is a great movement to practice, especially if you are someone who has a forward neck position, which I do from sitting over my computer and phone so much, I'm definitely hunched forward. So we're just sort of sliding that head back. It's very small and forward. Give me just two more like this. And then I want you to slide back just slightly. Don't jam the chin back. Holding it back, let's take this into a tilt. So you're just going to bring ear to shoulder, up and over to the other side. So a little hint, anytime you're doing movements like this, whether it's tilting or you're making neck circles, if you're feeling discomfort in your neck, sometimes it can be helpful to first do that exercise we just did, the slide back, and kind of get your head in alignment so your ears are over your shoulders, and then try the tilt from there. And that can feel better than doing it with your head forward if your head naturally wants to come forward. So we're going to keep this tilt going, but we're just going to add in a rotation. So you're going to bring ear to shoulder, and then you're going to rotate, gaze shifts towards the floor. Come back into the tilt, and bring it up and over to the other side. So we tilt, we rotate, we take it to the other side. Fingertips are on the mat, kind of reaching out east to west, to increase the traction along the side of our neck. We're going to do one more each side like this. And now the next time you tilt over to the right, hold the tilt but don't rotate. We're going to take this into a bottom half neck circle, so just sort of a semicircle, I guess. So from this tilted position, I want you to start to bring your chin towards your chest. And we're just going to come through and do a tilt on the other side. So it's ear to shoulder, and then switch direction, chin to chest, ear to shoulder. Now you can stay in the semicircle. If and only if it feels comfortable, you can take it into a full circle. So the gaze would shift up just slightly, only as big as feels safe. So it would be a full circle, back to the start, and then you would reverse direction. Now again, try that little tip I said, especially if tilting up and back feels unsafe or feels bad for the back of your neck. First try that slide, that chin slide back, and then try doing it in that position. That can bring your neck into a better alignment so that this feels okay. And if it's just not working for you though, stick with the semicircle. Just do the bottom half. Ooh, downside to filming outside, I'm getting bit by mosquitoes. This will be interesting. One more circle. And then let's bring the head up tall. So let's shift the focus into spine and shoulders. So from this position, we're going to just do a fluid side bend. So one arm is going to reach up and over as you side bend, lateral flexion here, and then the other side. Slow movements, waking up through the side of our body. Think of growing really tall as you come through center. So it's up and over. So we'll do one more to either side. And the next time you side bend over to the right, I want you to pause in that side bend. I want you to open up your arms so they're kind of making this diagonal T shape. And from here, we're going to rotate. On an exhale, we're going to sweep this left arm towards the mat, reaching it as far over to the right as we can. And then as you inhale, you're going to open twist, chest open slightly towards the sky. Exhale, rotate down. Oh, that should feel really nice through the side body and the lats. Open up to the sky. Next time you rotate down, I want you to just hold in that rotation. Reach, maybe walk your fingertips forward a little bit. Breathe into the position. And then we're going to take it over to the other side. So we open up. Now we're going to grow tall, side bend over to the left, and staying within the side bend, we start to rotate. First, bring your arms into that diagonal. Exhale, rotate chest towards the floor as you reach this right arm over to the left. Inhale, open twist. So you come through center and rotate up slightly towards the sky. Now, next time you rotate down, let's stay in that rotation. Maybe you walk your fingertips forward, getting a little deeper into it. Opening back up. Let's bring ourselves up, and then from here, we're going to reach forward. I'm going to turn to the side just to give you a better angle. So I want you to start walking your hands forward, but we're not going to round forward. Instead, I want the hinge to come from the hips. So if your ankles are crossed one on top of the other, you might just want to move one foot forward and it'll relieve a little pressure from the ankles. So let's stay long and tall through the spine. Well, tall is the wrong word, but neutral through the spine. And then as you walk your hands forward, the hinge is coming from the hips, okay? So I'm still long, open through the chest, not rounding forward, not rounding forward. Now, when you reach the spot where you can no longer walk, I want you to plant down through the hands. We're going to continue to challenge our shoulders here. First, make sure that you're not craning your neck, okay? So length through the back of the neck. Alternating arms, you're going to lift one arm up, and then you're going to cactus the elbow, drawing it back. Stay open through the chest. Reach the arm forward, replace the hand, take it over to the other side. We lift it up, trying to get arm by ear, cactus it back, reach the arm forward, and lower it down. Keep alternating. So we're trying to get arm in line with ear, but it may not get that high. Maybe you just lift up parallel to the floor. That is absolutely fine. We're engaged through that mid-back as we lift the arm up. This is also us sort of starting to signal to the hips that they are next. Last time, lift, cactus, reach, lower, and then with both hands on the mat, I want you to just bend into the elbows. Maybe they tap on the mat, getting a little deeper into the position, and then straightening them up. It's a little bend. Maybe they tap the mat, maybe they don't. And up. 2 more. I'm going to turn back to face you up next, and we're going to shift the focus into our hips. Press it up, and then walk those hands in, come upright. Now, like I said before, if you haven't already uncrossed the ankles, so one on top of the other, do so now. And just so we're all on the same page, let's have our right foot in front. The left foot is in closer to our body. So to start, your arms are going to reach forward, focusing on this right leg. We're going to lift it, we're going to rotate, we're going to swing it behind us. Left is our base, and it's going to stay right where it is. So on an exhale, I want you to brace to the core. We're going to lift that right leg up to a hover. Oh, and then we're going to start to swing it behind us. You can lean over to the left as needed. Get that knee back as far as possible. Place it on the ground. Exhale, brace to the core. Lift up, rotate it back in front, and we're just going to keep moving like that. So the more mobile you are through the hips, the less you'll have to lean over to the side to accommodate the leg. So everyone's going to look a little different doing this. If you need some assistance, you can always have your left fingertips on the mat for support as well. But I want you to really fire all those muscles around the hip joint and those glutes to control it. So as little assistance from the hands as possible. We lift. We swing it back. Back, back, back. So you want to be open through the front of the hips. Bring it forward. Let's do that twice more. And then this time we're going to swing it back and we're going to keep it back there. So you're going to bring it back behind you and pause. Now, what we do next, the exact positioning is going to be what feels best for your body. Right now, our knees are bent in pretty tight, heels in close to our body. You can stay here. If you want more of a challenge though, you're going to move your feet away from your body so that your knees make more of opposing 90-degree angles, okay? So it can be 90-degree angles or it can be more like triangles. I'm going to kind of go somewhere in between, okay? So we're going to add in a little spinal rotation up next. I want you to start by rotating over to the left, and you're going to plant your hands down on the mat. Now, our left hand is going to stay planted, the right is going to swing open and close. We're going to want to plant down through our back right leg, okay? So flex the foot. I'm going to have this one more at a 90-degree angle. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with an internal rotation of that back right leg. So I want you to lift your right foot off of the floor, keeping the knee down so that we're internally rotating the leg within the hip joint. Place the foot down. Now we're going to do the opposite. We're going to do external rotation, lifting the knee. And as we lift the knee, we're going to rotate open. Now I want you to keep your left leg on the ground, so you're not going to rotate open super wide, just as wide as you can, keeping this knee down. And then let's bring it back down, internal rotation. So the foot lifts, and then the knee lifts with a little rotation, doesn't have to get super high. So to start, we are keeping this left leg on the ground. So we're going to make it a little bigger up next, and we're going to get the left leg involved as well. So it'll be more of a windshield wipering motion when we go to open, and we'll take out the internal rotation, okay? Let's do one more though, just like we're doing. So internal, external, come back to start, and now we're going to make it a little bigger, windshield wipering, and this left hand will eventually come off the mat. So let's start to open up. This time you can let your left knee lift up, and we're going to bring those knees all the way over to the other side. So knees tap the floor on the other side. Let's start to bring them back over as you rotate. Ooh, left hand plants on the floor, and bring it around. So we're going side to side. You can use your hand for support. Especially if you're doing this first thing in the morning, you may find that things feel a little sticky. I am definitely finding that. Rotating to the left and to the right. So you're looking over this left thigh, and then we come around and we look over the right thigh. Let's do one more, and then we're just going to take that whole thing on the other side. And let's come through center, and we're going to come into our cross-legged position. So let's bring our right leg forward and around. Now this time when we set up for our cross-legged position, you're going to have the left in front of the right, okay? Arms are going to reach forward, and we're going to start by lifting and swinging this left side. So try to stay up tall. Again, we'll probably lean to the right a little bit, and that's fine. But we want to lift through the left, control it, start to swing it back. It's at a hover. Sweep it behind you and really sweep the knee back so that when it lowers down, you're open through the front of your hips. Connect to the glutes and those hip rotators. Bring the leg back around. Keep going like this. If you need some support, you can always bring your right hand to the floor. My parents' house is kind of not close to the airport, but in the flight path. So far, I don't think we've had a plane fly over, which is great. Let's see if we can finish up class before that happens. But fair warning, you may hear a plane. 2 more. Really squeeze into your glutes when you swing the leg back. And then this time when you swing that leg back, you're going to hold it back. All right, so now we want to open up the feet a little bit, especially this back one, so it's more 90-degree angle. But it's up to you, especially with the front one. Do you want more of a triangle or more of a 90-degree bend? Do what feels best for your body, okay? So we're going to start by twisting over to the right, bringing the hands to the mat. Your right hand is going to stay down on the mat. We're going to start with internal rotation. So this back left leg, you're going to pick the foot off of the mat, keeping the knee down. So think of it, your thigh is rotating internally within the hip joint. Lower the foot down. And now you're going to pick the knee up. As you do, you're going to rotate open. We only go as far as we can without lifting this front right leg. So it's a tight movement to start, still adding in a little rotation of the spine though. So we look over that right thigh, and we're just kind of rotating open a little bit. Internal rotation to external. Two more like this. We'll take it into that bigger motion, getting the right leg involved, so it'll be more like a windshield wiper up next. And back to your starting position. Okay, so we're going to windshield wiper up and over. Hands will come off the mat. So right now we're looking over the right thigh. Let's start to come through center. Pick both the knees up. Use your hands for support if you need it. And then as you lower them, you're going to twist. Now you're looking over the left thigh. Bring it back through center. I just got to adjust so that I don't fall off my porch. Look over the right thigh. Up and over. Looking over the left. So your feet are staying on the ground the whole time. Use your hands as much as needed. Ooh, I need my hands for support on this side. Very normal to feel like things move a little easier on one side versus the other. And you might find that as you do this, your bum starts creeping closer and closer to your heels. Just slide back, adjust as needed. This movement doesn't have to be as precise as some others. It's more about just getting moving through the hips. So coming up next, we're going to gradually make our way to stand. Let's do one more like this. Windshield wiper, twisting up and over. Bring it back to your starting position. And then from here, let's take this back left leg. Let's bring it forward, and we're going to come through into a tabletop position. So you're just going to walk your hands forward. All right, so from here, I want you to tuck the toes under, and we're going to lift the knees up so that we're in a bear plank position, but then I want you to step them back, not all the way to a plank, just about halfway. So it might feel a little funky, but we're in between a tabletop and a plank, all right? And I want you to bring the legs together. Now from here on an exhale, you're going to twist the knees over to the right, and then you're going to straighten the legs, coming up into sort of a down dog, but in this twisted position. You're going to bend the knees, coming back to our funky half tabletop plank thing. And then we're going to windshield wiper the knees over to the left. Straighten the legs. So we're just going to keep going side to side. Bend the knees. Windshield wiper. And lift. Bend. Swivel, twisting through the waist. One more time to either side. I think rotation like this feels so good in the morning to wake up the body. And then I want you to just come through center. And then this time the hips are going to lift up so that we're in more of a traditional down dog. You can separate the feet to hips distance apart. Pressing the chest towards the thighs, I want you to pedal out through the heels. So we're going to finish up this mobility class with a little bit of a flow. I am not a yoga instructor, but if you do take yoga, this will seem a little yoga-esque. I want you to settle in with heels to the mat. Now from here, I want you to walk your hands in towards your feet, coming into a forward fold, just letting the spine round forward. Now we're going to elongate the spine to neutral as we slide the hands along our shins. So think of coming to a neutral spine. And then exhale, I want you to just forward fold again. Now as you inhale, I want you to vertebrae by vertebrae come all the way up to stand. And you're going to sweep the arms up overhead, coming into a little spinal extension, gaze shifts slightly up. Arms are going to come down to your side. You're going to nod the chin vertebrae by vertebrae. You're going to come into your forward fold. I want you to walk your hands out to a plank position. And then I want you to lift your hips up into that starting down dog. Pause here. You can pedal out the heels if that feels good. You can shift side to side. You can wiggle around in this position, or you can just hold in stillness. Now let's do that again. Let's walk our hands in towards our feet. Forward fold. Inhale, come to neutral, sliding the hands up your shins. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stack the spine up tall, arms sweep overhead, spinal extension, opening up through the chest. Exhale, arms lower, nod the chin, vertebrae by vertebrae, come into your forward fold. We're going to walk our hands out to a plank position, and you're going to lift your hips up into a down dog. Pause here. So we're just going to do that one more time, and we'll stay standing to finish up, okay? So let's walk our hands in towards our feet. Forward fold. Inhale, neutral spine, slide the hands up your shins. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, vertebrae by vertebrae, stack the spine up tall, arms sweep up overhead, big breath in. As you exhale, stay tall, but just let the arms sweep down by your side. Release. And let's do that one more time. Inhale, arms sweep up. And exhale, let it go. So that is your class. We've kind of woken up everything, the neck, the shoulders, the spine, the hips. We've brought ourselves from seated position up to standing. And now you're ready to start your day. I hope you're feeling good after that.